In the village of Garrison, nestled between hills and woods, stood an ancient stone church with stained glass windows that painted the interior in a spectrum of colors. Here, every Sunday, the villagers gathered to hear the teachings of their beloved prophetess, Mary. Mary was a striking woman in her late 20s, with a serene presence and a voice that could soothe even the most troubled soul. Her sermons were renowned for their eloquence and wisdom, often drawing parallels between the natural world and divine teachings. But it was her passionate advocacy for abstinence before marriage that set her apart. She preached purity with such fervor that she became a beacon of virtue in the eyes of her followers. Purity is the foundation upon which the sanctity of marriage is built, she would declare from the pulpit, her blue eyes sparkling with conviction. To give oneself before the sacred vows is to taint the gift meant for your spouse alone. The villagers revered her, seeing her as the embodiment of the principles she espoused. Mary's own life was a testament to her teachings. She was unmarried and, by her own admission, a virgin. Her unwavering dedication to her faith and principles earned her the respect and admiration of all. However, life has a way of weaving unexpected threads into the tapestry of existence. One spring, a wandering scholar named Emmanuel arrived in Garrison. He was a man of intellect and charm, with a deep appreciation for spiritual discussions. He and Mary soon found themselves engaged in long conversations about faith, philosophy, and the mysteries of the universe. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, and despite Mary's commitment to her teachings, a profound and undeniable connection blossomed between them. Mary found herself struggling with feelings she had long suppressed. Her nights became sleepless, her thoughts a whirlwind of emotions. One fateful evening, in a moment of weakness, she and Emmanuel gave in to their desires. The act was both beautiful and devastating, for Mary knew she had betrayed not just her teachings but also the trust of her community. The weeks that followed were a torment for Mary. She continued her sermons with a heavy heart, the weight of her secret pressing down on her. She prayed for forgiveness, but fear of the consequences kept her silent. As time goes, Mary realized she was with child. Panic set in, and she took to wearing loose robes, hoping to conceal her growing belly from the watchful eyes of the villagers. But secrets have a way of revealing themselves, and as Mary's pregnancy advanced, whispers began to circulate. Her once glowing aura seemed dimmed by the burden she carried. The village, once filled with admiration for her, became a place of suspicion and gossip. One cold, clear morning, during the Christmas service, Mary's secret was laid bare. As she stood before the congregation, her robe slipped slightly, revealing her rounded abdomen. Gasps filled the church, and a stunned silence fell over the crowd. Mary's heart pounded in her chest as she met the eyes of her followers. An elderly woman, one of Mary's most devoted supporters, stepped forward. "Mary," she said softly but firmly, "is it true? Have you forsaken your own teachings?" Tears welled up in Mary's eyes as she nodded, her voice barely a whisper. "Yes, it is true. I have sinned." The church erupted in a flurry of emotions: anger, disappointment, and sorrow. The village elders convened an emergency meeting, and it was decided that Mary would be stripped of her position and publicly shamed for her transgression. She was to be cast out from the village until she had atoned for her sin. On a bleak day, Mary stood before the village, her head bowed in shame as the elders pronounced her punishment. Emmanuel, unable to bear the guilt of his role in the situation, had already left the village. Mary's heart ached with the weight of her choices as she walked away from the place she had called home. Exiled and alone, Mary found solace in the quiet woods beyond Garrison. She gave birth to a daughter, whom she named Mercy, symbolizing the forgiveness she hoped to receive. Over time, Mary's story spread beyond the village, becoming a cautionary tale about the dangers of hypocrisy and the complexity of human desires. Mary spent her days in reflection and prayer, seeking redemption and understanding. Though she had fallen from grace, she found a new kind of strength in her vulnerability. Her journey was a testament to the fact that even the most virtuous can falter, and that true repentance and humility are paths to healing.